Welcome to Java. Thank you kindly, everyone, for joining me. It's January 15th, 2024. It is Wednesday, which is a couple of things. First off, we're expecting CPI numbers, that's core inflation numbers, and that is really going to guide today's markets. But it is also Discord days. We're going to have a discussion. It is 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And if you don't have a link yet or you're not in that discussion room, just ask for one in the comments. I'll try to leave a link below, but happy to have you in there. We've got an excellent group, and I think you'll really enjoy it if you come in there. And feel free to just come in and listen if you like or chat, but we'd love for you to join in. Now, with that, we're expecting a couple of launches today. We've got both Starlink as well as Amazon kind of competing. They are both having launches today, so that's kind of interesting. Now, we're within shot's reach of inauguration, which is next Monday, and we're going to be watching a lot more trades coming into that. I'll speak a little bit about how that is affecting markets as well. So let's go right into it. We've also got earnings from the banks as well as BlackRock, which kind of encompasses all of the markets. So with this, our favorite risk indicator, the MMRI, has pulled back slightly. Now at 323.9, this is still quite high and very high risk, still a large indicator of not a very good place. So extreme territory, along with this, in our fear greed meter, we've got fear going on, although it's on the uptick toward greed, at least for today. Now, this is all very short term, meaning today. Yesterday was extremely volatile after the producer price inflation. Now, we know that inflation is going to continue, which is kind of a silliness if you think about it in a broader spectrum. It's just at the rate of the inflation that it is going. It's outpacing currencies and outpacing what people are getting paid. So, in the long run, still massive destruction for the US dollar as well as other currencies. We've got Japan in the news as well because of this. Now they're talking about rate hikes in order to protect their currency and their economy. So, what we're looking at right now is we've got US inflation data. They're expecting it to remain firm. So, if it's stable as it was yesterday, then markets could rocket off of this. But we'll see what actually comes out. It's due at 8:30, and this is quite early for it. So, the market is afraid of higher rates. They want lower rates. They want easy money. And that is really the driver of the markets right now. It's not production and it is not classic markets. Now, with this, the 10-year yield has pulled back a bit. So that is allowing markets to kind of run slightly. Yesterday, they closed pretty close to level after some serious volatility. Now, the relative strength of the dollar, US dollar, is also down. It actually hit 110 yesterday. So this is a significant decrease. And we're watching with this, all the stocks are recovering up. NASDAQ in the tech sector is still having some issues. We've got, actually, as I'm doing this, the VIX appears as if it's dropping. This is the volatility index. So we've got gold still up. I expect that to probably pull back slightly as this is all coming in. And futures saying that there is also more green in. So caution on this. The inflation numbers, the CPI, can throw this all in a bucket. This is all on expectations right now. We are getting banks reporting as the day is coming in. I believe JPM is the first to report. I expect them to be strong. BlackRock has a couple of things going on. We'll see. We've got Wells Fargo and Citi. Now, Citi is also facing a lawsuit as well. So we'll see how they do. Now, with this in the balance, we've got the European Central Bank. They now are facing some shocks in their economy, and the US dollar being at such a high level has crushed them lately. So they're now beginning to say that they intend to keep easing with their economy is losing momentum. They're actually admitting it now. It is large enough that it is structurally apparent. and they can no longer kind of surface over it as they have been. Now, one quick word about cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin was looking very weak yesterday and dropped below a critical support level. It's come back up. It's looking quite green, looking towards inauguration. Now, as I'm saying this, XRP is now going to be in the news with the SEC. So this one is coming up significantly. But with all of this, it is still in a consolidation pattern and it can go either direction in more severity. So right now it's just kind of still chopping back and forth, looking to break levels with confirmation. So with this, we've got the calendar for today, core CPI, and some of these numbers are coming out prior to the market to open at 8:30. Empire State Manufacturing, United States not manufacturing as much as they used to, definitely still holding trade deficit, and that trade gap is widening. But with all of the tariffs and incoming policy, could level that out quite quickly. Now I've got Thursday morning up here as well because these are prior to the market open. So you're going to have to set up your swing trades before the end of today. And this is jobless numbers. So these are also potentially moving because that is the new metric that the Fed is looking at. Now, getting finally a bit of truth coming out. United States bank crisis imminent. Well, we don't know about this, but behind the scenes, because of the rates being so high, American banks facing over $329 billion in unrealized losses. So we'll see how the earnings come out today. I still expect for the most part they'll be okay. Heard earlier, Bank of America is expecting still to do okay, and they are one of the larger ones with losses. Now, in a move to kind of swing away from this, we've got the United States has been looking at putting Bitcoin on reserves. Now, this is along with gold. There was some speak about selling gold in order to purchase it. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think it would be a good thing if they did add Bitcoin reserves instead of just cash, because I don't think, uh, while they can still print at this moment, they are the reserve currency that will be swinging away in a not too distant future. So with this, we've got other as well, 5 other continents. These are some of the other countries that are looking at adding Bitcoin to their reserves. This is all bullish for it longer term. That does not mean that there cannot be volatility today or pullback, which it's looking weak. So a pullback would not be shocking in the short term. So with this, little bit more on this. Italy, the largest bank, has jumped into this. They purchased $1 million in Bitcoin to test investment. Now, the CEO is saying he's not invested in it personally, but he wants to purchase this for what he's calling their more sophisticated clients. Now, they purchased 11 Bitcoin because they know that their more sophisticated, quote unquote, clients, meaning their wealthier clients, do want to invest in it. And that is the large signal in itself. Now, going to Japan, Bank of Japan's Ueda has come out saying that rate hikes are being considered again. Their bond yields have risen to a 14-year high. And this is because they've got a lot of this currency battle. And at the moment, their inflation is hitting their population a little more than what they would like it to. So they're going to have to kind of rein this in, despite what it might do to the United States market or the warnings that they have received from the United States. So with this, back in the banks, JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, he's got the second in charge is stepping down. So they've got a little bit of upper management changing out. He is looking at swapping out soon as well. So this could mark some major changes for the bank. Now, with this, we've also got Meta, Facebook owner, planning on cutting 5% of the staff. And they have said now that they are doing this on merit based. So how the performance of the employees are doing. They're cutting 5% at the bottom, beginning to act like a real business again. Couple of other things going on. We've got TikTok is scheduled to shut Sunday evening unless it is purchased. So that's still a bit of drama in the business world. Now, we've got Yellen saying the United States could have kept inflation stable and now blaming on the fact that they were saving up to 15 million people out of work. And I would like to counter that by saying that if we had just cut a couple of jobs, namely these two, then it probably could have kept inflation a little more stable as well. So this is the cover of Tehran Times, the view of Iran, saying that the past administration's foreign policy legacy is a mix of failure and crime. And he has just held his last speech as holding current position, if you will, and saying that the adversaries of the United States have been weakened. And as they're saying, reality shows otherwise. Sanctions have boosted the economies of the so-called enemies and other policies, but we'll go on with that. Now, the Russian version of this is that he's trying to spoil everything before the new administration comes in. And this is just to show that it's very apparent to foreign nations now. I'm not on either side, but there's definite sound of a toilet being flushed as he's walking out the door. And I think that he should be held accountable up to the very last day of holding office and should perhaps be forced to visit Leavenworth, if you will, and be held accountable. If not for that, then perhaps a little bit of treason here. So with this, we've got Synthesia. Now, this artificial intelligence, it's a startup company using artificial intelligence. They make artificial intelligence avatars, raising over $2.1 billion in valuation. Now, these are the mock-ups then are getting a little more sophisticated, that are looking more like realistic people, as it is the ones that are used as spokespersons and can also double as the artificial intelligence that are being used in movies or ads as real people, including politicians, celebrities, etc. So I'm just going to leave that there with your imaginations. And with this, I hope to hear from more of you tonight at our discussion. We have it after Greg's Live, 5 o'clock p.m. after the market's closed, after Greg's Live, and get a little time to refill your coffee. So 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll have the discussion, and we hope to see you in there. Until then, my friends, I hope you have a great day if you're trading, and until I see you again, stay free.